When most people think of Japan, they picture a nation racing toward the future, towering skyscrapers, neon lights that never seem to sleep, bullet trains moving with breathtaking precision, crowded streets where millions of footsteps echo every single day. To the world, this is Japan. But what if I told you that beyond Tokyo's endless skyline lies another Japan, a quieter Japan, a slower Japan, a place where ancient traditions are not displayed behind museum glass, but lived every single day. A Japan where villages have stood for centuries, where sacred forests still welcome pilgrims, and where communities continue customs older than many modern nations themselves. Today, we're leaving the cities behind to discover the secret side of Japan. The journey begins in Tokyo. Everything moves with incredible speed. Trains arrive to the second. Crowds flow like rivers through giant stations. The city hums with endless energy. But as the train heads north, something remarkable begins to happen. The skyscrapers slowly disappear. Concrete gives way to forests. Busy highways become winding mountain roads. The constant noise fades into birdsong and the whisper of the wind. The farther we travel, the farther we seem to move through time itself. It is easy to believe that Japan is defined by its modern cities, yet most of its land is covered by mountains, forests, rivers, and small towns that have quietly preserved another way of life. Here, history is not something people visit, it is something they continue to live. Hidden among the mountains are villages that seem untouched by the modern world. Shirakawa-go, Gokayama. At first glance, they look like scenes from a centuries-old painting. Massive wooden homes with steep thatched roofs stand proudly beneath the changing seasons. Every beam, every roof, every path tells a story. Some of these homes have survived hundreds of winters, while entire cities around the world have risen and disappeared. Some of these homes have survived hundreds of winters, while entire cities around the world have risen and disappeared. These houses were not built simply to survive, they were built to belong. Their steep roofs were carefully designed to carry heavy snowfall. Families gathered beneath them for generations, sharing meals, raising children, and passing knowledge from one generation to the next. Even today, many residents continue maintaining these homes using techniques inherited from their ancestors. In a rapidly changing world, these villages remind us that progress does not always require leaving the past behind. In many parts of rural Japan, tradition is woven into ordinary life. A kettle begins to boil. A tea bowl is carefully lifted. Every movement is calm. Every gesture carries meaning. The Japanese tea ceremony is far more than preparing a drink. It is an expression of patience, respect, harmony, and mindfulness. Nearby, skilled craftsmen continue shaping wood, pottery, paper, textiles, and metal using methods perfected over centuries. Many spend years mastering techniques that cannot simply be learned from books. Across quiet farms, generations still cultivate the land together. Neighbors help one another during planting and harvest. Children learn customs by watching parents and grandparents rather than reading instruction manuals. These traditions survive not because they are old, they survive because people continue choosing them. And perhaps that raises an important question. In an age where almost everything changes, why do some traditions remain worth protecting? Deep within Japan's mountains lies one of the country's oldest spiritual journeys, Kumano-Kodo. For more than 1,000 years, pilgrims, monks, emperors, and ordinary travelers have walked these forest trails. Towering cedar trees line the ancient pathways. Mist drifts quietly between the mountain. Stone steps disappear into the forest as though inviting each traveler to slow down. Unlike many historic landmarks, the Kumano-Kodo is not simply a destination. The journey itself is part of its meaning. Every step encourages reflection. Every silence becomes part of the experience. Long before modern wellness retreats existed, these mountains offered something people still seek today: peace. Japan's most famous festivals often attract thousands of visitors, but beyond the tourist routes are celebrations that remain deeply connected to local communities. In Awa Odori, entire streets come alive with music, lanterns, and joyful dances passed down through countless generations. Elsewhere, mountain villages celebrate the changing seasons with harvest festivals that honor nature and community. Winter transforms quiet towns into places filled with glowing snow sculptures and local traditions. Ancient fire festivals light the night sky as flames symbolize purification, renewal, and hope. These festivals are not performances created for visitors. They are living traditions that continue because each new generation chooses to carry them forward. The songs may change slightly, the faces certainly do, but the spirit remains. Japan has become famous for its remarkable technology, innovation, and modern cities, but perhaps its greatest treasure lies somewhere quieter. Beyond the skyscrapers, beyond the neon lights, beyond the crowded streets. It lives in mountain villages where homes have sheltered families for centuries. It survives along forest trails where pilgrims still walk ancient paths. It breathes through festivals where communities gather, not because they must, but because tradition still matters. The secret side of Japan reminds us that a nation's identity is not measured only by how fast it moves toward the future, but also by what it chooses to carry from its past. And maybe that is the greatest lesson hidden beyond Tokyo. Sometimes the most extraordinary places are not the ones racing to change the world. They are the ones quietly reminding the world of what should never be forgotten.